Immediately. I am banning.
Possible that's what you said.
No, would never say that. Like, there's no place for that in our league. Wouldn't say that.
So even though you can't remember, you know that was not what you said.
I know it wasn't that because I wouldn't use that type of language.
Okay. Sentiments of this kind are contrary to the principles of inclusion and respect that form the foundation of our diverse, multicultural, and multi-ethnic league.
Brittney Griner actually pulled off the unthinkable. She managed to get herself dismissed by NBA Commissioner Adam Silver. It all unfolded after a shocking outburst that played out live. Honestly, it was one of the lowest moments women's basketball has ever broadcast to millions. Griner was caught calling Caitlin Clark a garbage white girl while storming off the floor. That wasn't edgy. That wasn't competitive. It was pure hate. And this time, there was no sweeping it under the rug.
Brittney Griner appeared to call Caitlin Clark trash and effing white girl.
The backlash was immediate. Social media went nuclear. Like Times Square on New Year's Eve, fans were enraged. After months of silence, the NBA finally took charge. Adam Silver personally made the call. Griner was gone. Not a fine, not a suspension, flat out fired. The statement couldn't have been more clear. Maybe the WNBA looks the other way, but in the NBA's domain, that behavior has no place.
Nothing from the WNBA, absolutely nothing.
Brittney Griner elbowing Caitlin Clark in a crazy way and then calling her a trash white girl.
And Brittney Griner has not commented, which I find significant. I've watched that video countless times, and it sure looks like Brittney Griner says, white girl.
The WNBA should investigate Brittney Griner's seemingly uttering profanities about white girls.
Truthfully, supporters have been waiting a long time for this kind of accountability. 4 straight seasons, Caitlin Clark has endured constant punishment, both physically and mentally. She's been shoved into scorers' tables, tripped on drives, elbowed in the face, and even slapped with technicals just for showing passion. Not because she plays dirty, but because she completely dominates. And in a league that preaches equality and claims to reject hate, too many seem perfectly fine with targeting Clark not for her game, but for who she is.
The Rookie of the Year. She's 4th in the league in MVP voting.
Caitlin Clark is an absolute all-star. She is the Michael Jordan of this. This is the girl that girls have been waiting for forever.
Caitlin Clark is a rising star in women's basketball. She's pulling in crazy viewership numbers.
Caitlin Clark is the needle mover.
She is the needle mover.
She is the franchise player.
And she was the MVP. She is the main draw.
She wasn't the one who was full sprinting down the court.
She's my role model. I really look up to her.
Why do you like Caitlin?
And she's so good at basketball.
Because she's that awesome person and she has like a lot of work.
So when Griner, a supposed veteran, looked into cameras and spit out that kind of venom, it wasn't just routine trash talk. That was the breaking point. The clip exploded online faster than one of Clark's deep threes. No lip reading required. Everyone saw, everyone heard, and everyone knew this wasn't playful competition. It was personal, and it was ugly.
Griner, who I can't stand, sad that she's a Baylor grad. Yeah, she called her a trash, expletive white girl. That was the lip reading. Yes, trash, white girl. Trash. Blanking white girl.
What made it worse was the WNBA leadership acting like it never even happened. No fine, no warning, not even a statement. Just silence. And honestly, that silence was louder than a missed free throw in crunch time. Fans weren't fooled. They were furious. They wanted answers. Why ignore something so blatantly caught on tape? And why did Griner seem to enjoy a shield of protection no other player could dream of?
The WNBA okay with one of its players saying white girl on the bench and getting caught by TV cameras saying such? I guess they are. I guess they're okay with it. Obviously, the league would very much not be okay with a white player saying black girl on the bench in anger and getting caught by TV cameras. That would be an immediate suspension, if not a career ender for 7.
Let's be real. Imagine the roles reversed. If Caitlin Clark had been caught muttering trash black girl as she walked off, she wouldn't just face a fine or suspension. She'd be obliterated by the press, roasted in 24-hour news cycles, and probably banned for life. That storyline would end her career before it even began. But for Griner, nothing but crickets. Silence until the NBA finally stepped in.
It is completely possible that White Girl was about Caitlin Clark's popularity, about her stature, about her impact on the entire league.
She has been abused repeatedly. We have shown you videos, just getting elbowed, getting crushed, inbound passes where they ram into her, just absolutely abused. And there clearly is a racial element.
That's why this whole mess hit fans so hard. They weren't only upset about Griner's words. They were furious about the double standard. They remembered how the WNBA jumped into an investigation over vague claims Indiana Fever fans heckled Angel Reese. They remembered Clark getting fined for a harmless Instagram joke about refs. Yet when crystal clear footage showed Griner spewing venom, the league clammed up. The hypocrisy couldn't be more obvious if it were plastered on a billboard.
WNBA has come out numerous times. There's no place for hate. There's no place for racism. The league would not be okay with a white player saying F.
Clark didn't even need to respond. Her whole career is a response. She's filled arenas, shattered TV records, and brought millions of new eyes to the sport. She's accomplished more in 2 seasons than most do in a decade. And for that, she's become the lightning rod. Even Angel Reese piled on, sharing a meme mocking Clark as a white girl dodging a fight, basically cheering on the hate.
Let's see an investigation into reverse racism that's going on across the league also. Griner referring quite clearly, I believe, to Caitlin Clark and a white referee as, quote, trash ass white girl.
But here's where karma struck instantly. Fans refused to let it slide. They swarmed social media demanding Adam Silver step in if the WNBA wouldn't. And to his credit, he did. The NBA made the tough call the WNBA avoided. Griner's actions were unacceptable. End of story. Her time was up.
If you are a straight white woman in the WNBA, there is no way that you feel completely safe.
The noise that's coming. I don't appreciate the new fans that sit there and yell racial slurs at myself, my teammates, and the people that I play against. Because, yeah, those might be opponents, but those are friends too. You know, they don't deserve that. So I don't appreciate the new fans.
There's almost something poetic about it. The very player who tried to drag Caitlin Clark down got taken down herself. And it wasn't Clark who did it. It was her own words and the massive outrage they triggered. Griner wanted to humiliate Clark, but instead embarrass herself, and wound up thrown out by the most powerful commissioner in basketball.
That she reposted. And the implication is, what it says at the top is white, this is how they say girl, G-Y, white gal, G-Y-A-L, running from the fade, like as if Caitlin Clark is basically
And Clark just keeps taking the hits. Literally. She's been slapped in the face, shoved mid-play, knocked to the floor, basically treated like a crash test dummy. Yet every hard foul against her gets celebrated like a championship play. Through all of it, she's never retaliated. No cheap shots, no tantrums, just pure basketball brilliance. She's dealt with more hostility than any rookie ever. If toughness was money, Clark would own the entire league by now.
Roughed up repeatedly by defenders throughout her rookie year last year. It was tempted bullying, trying to break her spirit, intimidate her, put her in her place, get even with her for all the attention she was getting.
But here's a reality check. Every time Clark get hammered, mocked, or fouled, she's expected to smile, stay polite, and keep quiet. Always take the high road. Meanwhile, the same media that should defend her applauds the very players targeting her. The message is crystal clear. Some stars get free passes while Clark has a target strapped to her back. And while the league preaches about growing the game, their treatment of their brightest star is shrinking instead.
Accused the Indiana Fever fan base of being racist. They investigated it. They said those accusations were false. The least that she could do is apologize to our great state and the fans that show up at these games and say, I'm sorry, I was wrong. Obviously, she's not going to do that. But also, Dan, why isn't the Indiana Fever apologizing to their own fan base for putting them through that, for going through those types of accusations?
Casual fans, millions who tuned in just for Clark, are watching all this. They're stunned as she's mocked, shoved, and now hit with a racial insult. With zero accountability from league leadership, they came for greatness, but got pettiness, bias, and silence. And when people realize their favorite player isn't protected, when their outrage is brushed off, you know what happens. They stop watching. They flip the channel. After decades begging for viewers, the WNBA is now risking driving them all away with this hypocrisy.
In part, obviously, the league would not be okay with a white player saying effing black girl on the bench.
So here's the question the front office doesn't want asked. Why is Clark held to impossible standards while others skate free? Why is a racially charged insult against her shrugged off like a missed layup? Flip it the other way, and the league would collapse overnight. That's the hypocrisy driving fans insane. And unless the WNBA fixes it, the fans will do what the refs won't. They'll make the tough call and walk away. The Caitlin Clark effect is undeniable. She's the league's most valuable player. But just when it seemed Griner's meltdown was a peak of drama, the internet cranked the volume higher. Old controversies resurfaced. Rumors reignited. Suddenly, Griner was trending for reasons far beyond basketball. Old clips, posts, and whispers fueled speculation that had been floating for years. And once again, Clark got pulled into the storm simply for being the star everyone watches.
Value, Brittney. Let me see something real quick. Brick, thank you. Get the fuck get the hell out of here, yo. Yo. Jab stepping. It's the brick. Swing and a miss.
Oh!
Yo, I ain't gonna fake it right now.
That this person is not a female. Firstly, because this was actually posted to Brittney's personal Instagram.
To be clear, this isn't about wild conspiracies. It's about what's already circulating online, debated on forums, whispered in locker rooms, and dissected on social media. An old topless Instagram story from Griner resurfaced, showing a flat chest with no surgical signs. Strangely, Instagram left it untouched for nearly 2 years. That suggests it might not have even been flagged as female anatomy. Combine that with her build, deep voice, and aggressive style, and fans began questioning whether the league has been hiding something massive.
That this person is not a female. Firstly, because this was actually posted to Brittney's personal Instagram. And when it comes to Instagram, they use a combination of like AI detection and plus manual surveyors, but specifically the AI detection to make sure that no explicit content ends up on the platform. So clearly whatever AI detection system was used when Brittney posted this and it stayed up for 106 weeks was not like, oh, this is a bare female chest, we have to take this down. It obviously assumed that Brittney was male.
The rabbit hole went deeper. Viral claims that Griner was marked female only on paper by her mom and has lived in that gray area since. Is it true? No one knows. But here's what matters. The WNBA has never addressed it, never clarified, never reassured other female athletes that the competition is fair. And when Griner slams into Clark like a linebacker, leaving her sprawled on the hardwood, people start wondering, was that just rough play or something fundamentally unfair?
He is a weird case. He's a man, yes, that much is obvious, but not in the way that you think. He isn't trans. He's a straight cis male who was raised as a girl and given a girl's name by his parents. His mother is the insane one. She forced him to live as a female right up through high school, filled out all of his paperwork, including BC as female, and kept the charade going.
Because fairness matters. Safety matters. Inclusion doesn't mean ignoring the basics of competition. And if there's even a sliver of truth to these rumors, then the WNBA is sitting on what could be the biggest scandal in modern sports. Athletes like Caitlin Clark deserve answers. They deserve protection. And they deserve more than silence from a commissioner who seems more interested in politics than in running her league.
Brittney Griner comes out and says, I am so sick and tired of the WNBA. It used to be a peaceful, small little thing. Now there's crowds screaming, hollering. This is disruptive. It's not allowing us to play the game. Every time we play her, there's this commotion, like this loud rumbling from the stands. Turns out it's people, thousands of them, just sitting there watching on purpose. It's very
And don't forget the international baggage. Griner wasn't just a WNBA headline. She was a global one. She was arrested in Russia for carrying illegal substances and swapped in a jaw-dropping trade for one of the most dangerous men alive. That wasn't just a basketball controversy. It was geopolitical shockwaves. Yet here she is, protected by the league. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark, just trying to play the game at a historic level, can't even get a fair whistle. Think about that.
WNBA who are very fond of virtue signaling. But even when it comes to Brittney's exchange for like the Merchant of Death, which is insane, by the way. But had that been just like a straight white girl, my guess is that straight white girl would probably still be rotting in a Russian prison.
Fans have every right to be outraged. How can a league bend over backward for a player carrying this much baggage while ignoring the one athlete actually saving the sport? That double standard couldn't be brighter if it was painted in neon. When Griner finally crossed the line with her slur, it was Adam Silver, not Kathy Engelbert, who acted. The NBA said enough. They did what the WNBA wouldn't. They held her accountable.
Brittney was male and therefore being topless on the platform was totally fine. It did not constitute as nudity. Now, some people may speculate, okay, well, is Brittney trans?
That's why this story stings. It's not just Clark versus Griner. It's about what kind of league the WNBA wants to be. Do they want respect as a real professional league? Or do they want to keep running a circus where accountability depends on who you are? Fans aren't dumb. They know who fills the seats, drives the ratings, and brings the money. They know Caitlin Clark is the reason arenas are packed. And they know the league is failing her.
Is a rising star in women's basketball. She's pulling in crazy viewership numbers.
Caitlin Clark is the GOAT.
She signed my jersey. So happy, I'm crying. I'm so happy. This is the best day ever.
The jerseys, the number 22, the various styles, whether it's a T-shirt with 22, whether it's an Iowa jersey, whether it's a Fever jersey, a throwback, I mean, whatever. The amount of people in yellow 22.
Meanwhile, Clark just keeps doing her thing, playing at a level that demands respect whether she gets it or not. She came to raise the WNBA, to make it bigger, louder, more relevant than ever. But instead of celebrating her, the league has let her be shoved, mocked, and insulted. Yet fans haven't ignored her. They've rallied around her louder than ever. They've gone out of their way, traveling across states just to watch her play in person.
Is great news for women's basketball. Period.
That's nice.
And she was shooting the shit out of it.
Of course she was.
Right. So she was shooting the shit out of it. And
she's the face of the league.
Agreed.
She's the face of the league. Agreed.
Just have nothing but great things to say about who she is as a person. Just so welcoming and so warm as an individual that she can have a conversation with anybody. She's cut from the same cloth as me in that regard. You know what? Us Midwesterners, we tend to just, accept everybody with open arms. She was so kind to my family and everyone in the suite when she came to KC. So huge fans of Caitlin Clark.
It is a mad.
This whole saga is unbelievable when it comes to Caitlin Clark. And if the WNBA refuses to act, then it's on the fans to send a message. If you're tired of hypocrisy, if you believe Clark and the Fever deserve fairness, dignity, and safety, then make your voice heard. Because here's the reality. If the league won't protect Clark, it's not just failing her, it's failing its own future. And thanks to Adam Silver, we now know what real accountability looks like. Instant karma caught up to Griner. The only question left is whether the WNBA will clean up its own mess, or keep proving why it lags the shadows of the sport Clark is trying to save.